It's quitting time. Hey y'all, how you doing? Good evening. Yo, 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 yo. Hey y'all, it's quitting time. Hey family, how y'all feeling out there? Hey now, it's quitting time. So, I know it's a little late, but just like the suffragettes, happy 100th anniversary to all of us women who can vote. You know, at the time we were focused on the British and the Caucasian women at the time, but I really, really, really think they understand the power of our vote by now. Hey family! Hey now, Black Girl Magic Master here, Master Chiquila, coming at you because I couldn't let this day go by because it's going to be a really busy week for me. So I wanted to get some stuff out and make sure that y'all understand to hit me up on my website and on my YouTube channel where I go live. You know, because I don't like to be, I don't like for people to censor me too much. And wherever I got the most freedom, that's where I shall go. But anyway, y'all, so let's keep going. I digress. I think it should be noted that Black Girl Magic Masters is actually my nod to all of the people that have mentored me. See, I have a love for mentoring. I love mentoring. I love teaching people. And I love advocating. And all of that came from somewhere. That's because people thought it not robbery to mentor into me. And so what happened was I realized that I was coming into spaces that the Lord had put me into. I was running into women that are really the salt of the earth, a bunch of Black Girl Magic Masters like Michelle Obama types. And, you know, because I grew up in AME church. Hey, family. Hey, it's quitting time. It's quitting time. And it's time for a little update. Like I said, I just wanted to say happy 100th anniversary to us women that can vote. Oh! Yes, yes. See, my neighbors is the truth. The truth. So, one of the things I wanted to tell y'all in this video, which you can find on my website, blackgirlmagicmastersllc.com. Also, you can find on my YouTube channel, is that there's some shocking moments that happened in women's rights history that I think y'all should be aware of. Like, let me tell you about this one story. It's this lady named Emily Davidson, because on June 4th, 1913, she stepped onto a racetrack, a horse racetrack called the Epsom Downs, and a horse came barreling around a bend. The horse and the jock, they just ran into her. Everybody fell. It was terrible. It was terrible. Turns out, now, I mean, this was shocking in 1913. Turns out that this is one of the most anticipated sports events at the time. But she actually she planned it. She did it on purpose, y'all. She did it because she wanted to bring attention to the issue of women's rights. I mean, women's suffrage. You know, and her actions were basically they paved the way for other famous women rights activists for years to come. I mean, I really wanted y'all to hear some really interesting things. Like, for instance, there's 10 clever ways that women used to influence politics before they had the right to vote. Like, one of the things is they used to have sex strikes. Okay, they had sex strikes because you know, women were thought of as property. Okay, this is one of the reasons why everybody was coming, and this is why I don't understand. Okay, anyway, so another way is the suffragettes used to turn everyday objects into activist billboards. What we got here? What did they use? They would turn stuff like, stage coaches, all of the things that you see in today's marketing. Give up the props to the women's suffrage movement. Okay, this is where you got to do this, right? Then you have people like women that started to write books and do art. You know, like Uncle Tom's Cabin, those type of women who were trying to bring, light to the situation. Even my favorite movie, Oh my God, Mary Poppins! I swear to God, I was walking around and one of those things like, "Yay for rights!" Ow, ow. Anyway, I digress. But just a quick thought. I think that movement that they had, would have went a whole lot better with the black girl, who was actually thought of as property. I mean, like, thought of as property, treated as property, looked at as property. Matter of fact, not even really considered a human, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But if they really had that mindset, really women's suffrage movement 100 years ago or so, you would have brought the black slave women in. We would have made sure it happened, and we would have got us over the hump like our postal workers are doing today. Yes, 34% of our postal workers, essential, are out there making it happen. So if you're getting your mail, thank a black girl magic master. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so I didn't want to go there because there was, like, Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells, she was out there during that time, and what she did was she helped found the NAACP. But what she did was she did journalism. I mean, she did that first real life investigative journalism, going to see the people that was actually lynching us black people back in the day. Come on, Ida B. Wells, during the time when we weren't even recognized by the white women who were trying to get the right to vote. And then they wonder why we angry. Well, why do we call you Karen? Why do we call you Karen? So if all of y'all aren't Karen, all of us aren't angry. But I digress. Let me move on, because let me tell you something. You call us angry. There was a woman back in the suffrage movement. I'm literally telling you, her name was Carrie. I think her last name was Carrie Nation. This woman walked around with a goddamn axe. And she didn't want us to drink, so she would go to the bars and just go to town. The government couldn't do nothing about it, because she was like a grandmommy type. Man, shout out to all of us that can vote now, and that, we really actually seeing each other for what it is, as equal. I'm telling you, I live in a neighborhood that has really evolved. When I moved over here 15 years ago, it was a lot different. And this is why one of my passions is mentoring and teaching, because I've started off as a popsicle parent, making sure that all our babies that was out here just playing with no supervision had at least some popsicles. So I would do that, and then my son, who has autism, he had started his first day of school and came home with a big knot on the back of his head. I went to that school because it's a public school, and I'm like, what are you going to tell me to help make me feel safe keeping my child in here? You know what? They gave me a job. Real talk. I became a parent consultant. Man, let's just say they tried to fire me because I worked so good. And then shout out to Tasha Marie Jones. Shout out to Lavina Meeks. Okay? The women that's out there still trying to do this now, because I don't think they remember us parent consultants, because originally when Columbus City Schools brought about the parent consultant program, it was under a black girl magic master by the name of Jean Harris. And Jean Harris really, she got a bad rep for what other people was doing, but I digress. Anyway, Jean Harris and a bunch of ladies like Jennifer Keith Tyson and Darlena Jones, they said they thought it not robbery to say, let's put parents in the school. Because when parents are in the school, everybody gonna act right. So they said, we want to put two parents, pay them 10 for 10 hours a week to help make sure that the PTA and everything rocked. So of course they got a lot of pushback, my mentors, but they made it happen. They even got the program started. By the time I got there, they was 10 years in though. But I'm telling you, I rock Fairwood Alternative Elementary School. Shout out to Principal Dwayne Davis. The truth. So when I got over there as a parent consultant, basically my job was to create strategies that would keep parents coming in there and having volunteer opportunities and connect them to the resources that was available. And so I loved it. I did my job a little too well, to the point where when we ran out of funding, I had to figure out something else to do. So I became a teacher, a reading tutor, because we went through a big old scandal. Everybody got fired, and so they had to hire some new people. I said, send me. I'll make sure that data is together. So that's where I fell in love with data And so now I'm still mentoring parents and children that I'm planting seeds into. But I thought it not robbery to go ahead and become one of their head secretaries for Columbus City Schools. And all I wanted to do was make sure that our babies had a fighting chance, just like I'm doing for businesses in the black community today. We're not going to get left in the dust. Not when I'm around. This is Black Girl Magic Masters LLC.com. And let me just say, I have a big situation coming up. But anyway, I digress. And I want to say shout out to the women that made sure I had a right to vote. And that don't just include the women of the suffrage movement. I mean, they were doing things even back in the suffrage movement where they would say, I don't, during marriage. And that was a big darn deal because women were viewed as property back then, especially by the men. So men really was looking for women that had, so women would, make sure that they had some dowry as type stuff. They wanted to make sure they were appealing to these men. So anyway, you can find this video and all my other videos on my YouTube channel, Black Girl Magic Masters LLC. And you can also find all of my videos on my website. Hey family, hey, it's quitting time. And I just want to give you a quick little history and update on the history of today's 100 year anniversary of women having the right to vote, because it's a struggle, just like we having a struggle right now just to get equal footing. They need to give us some type of reparations. You done gave everybody else something, but for real, you wonder why we keep on going through the same cycles is because we're not doing the... Okay, so I digress. So you guys, coming up, I decided to go ahead and make sure that if you're too busy to go to a college course or take a college course, that I got you. So be looking forward to that. Make sure you check out my gift cards. People that have money, maybe buy some gift cards and give them to some people, because I'm going to be out here making sure that I be the change I seek, because that's what I do. I'm going to be the change I seek. I'm tired of waiting on others to do it. So why not me? Send me, oh Lord. Just give me the wisdom to handle this assignment. That's what I said. I also used to have to walk back and forth to Fairwood Elementary School. And I used to have to walk back and forth. I used to do a lot of grinding before this point. So young ladies, don't get it twisted. What you're seeing now is the evolution and it's the culmination of basically 25 years of having to grind it out while remaining relevant and staying true to my cause. And my cause is to make sure that I pay it forward and institute a legacy of paying it forward for the black community, especially the black woman, especially the black child. And like I said, y'all can find me on my website. I go in a little deeper because I don't know how much y'all can take on these little Facebook Lives, but I love y'all, and I want to remind y'all that what? Anything worth doing, it's hard. It's hard to do, and what I'm doing right now is very hard. And so I have been going through a depression, and one of the things that happened, and I prayed. I just keep praying, and I believe, and I know that the Lord spoke to me and said, well, you're trying to do it all by yourself. You're not the only black girl magic master, and that's right. I'm looking for all the women that are in black business, that are black business owners right now, that are not afraid to unify and join forces, and let's compete against the big dogs. Why not? You know what I'm saying? We ain't really getting no help from these assistance centers that's ran by government money. This is where I come in, because I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to do relevant ways, because what I'm good at it is taking information and putting it to immediate use. Check my record, check my stats. That's what I do. And as I'm getting this master's degree in business administration, I'm taking human resources starting next week for 8 weeks. But I just completed my course in innovation and technology. Basically, everything that the people are saying in the webinars, I have that plus more content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to my people, because that's who I'm going to go to first. I'm doing all of this to go back and help my community. I want to help my community. Anybody that joins forces with me will be helping the black community, because that's what I'm doing this for. All those people that poured into me, I'm pouring into everybody else, especially our babies. So I love y'all, and I hope y'all don't got your mask off. I hope y'all got your mask on. And I hope that y'all not self-medicating and doing it just to the fullest. Because after the end of all this COVID, once y'all vote the Democrats in and we get our $50,000 in Okay, anyway, I love y'all. I love y'all. Columbus, for you. And for my black girl magic masters everywhere. Got you. Hit me up. Message me.